Well, I'm here with Dr. Weldon Gilcrease. Thanks so much for being with us here today, Doctor.
Thank you very much for having me.
And so why don't you tell us a little bit about your work?
Yeah, sure. I work as a medical oncologist. I'm an assistant professor of medicine at the University of Utah, and then I work as the deputy director for Doctors Against Forced Organ Harvesting.
And tell us a little bit about the work that your organization does.
Yeah, so Doctors Against Forced Organ Harvesting was started in 2007, a year after some of the most horrific reports were coming out of China that prisoners of conscience were being killed for the organ trade. So China quickly became the second leading transplanters in the world after the United States within about 5 years without a formal organ donation or distribution system. So the organization started in 2007 to try to bring awareness to these atrocities.
Wow. And I know that your organization actually was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize last year. What was the work that you did to afford you that honor?
Yeah, really, it's twofold. One of the things that we do is reach out to legislative bodies such as the United Nations, our federal government here in the United States, as well as state governments and local governments, but really to try to raise awareness. But the other side of it is really raising awareness throughout the medical community through letter campaigns and then face-to-face talks and different events that we put on throughout the United States.
And could you tell us about, you were able to get some legislation through condemning organ harvesting, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. There was a federal resolution, House Resolution 343, that was passed unanimously about a year ago, just under a year ago. But also there's been a lot of state legislation that's been passed recently in Pennsylvania, in Minnesota, and other states in the Midwest are passing resolutions at a state level.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible. And so, why is it so important for people to support your organization?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think one of the things that forced organ harvesting brings up, this is one of the worst human rights abuses that the world has ever seen. It's being carried out by the medical community. So I think the more that we know, the better. But also there are two issues. One is that where the Chinese learning their transplant medicine, they're learning it from the West, from countries like the United States. So in ways, we're complicit with these crimes against humanity if we don't step up and stop it. And I also think it's just a basic human right, the right to believe.
And if people want to help supporting your organization, where can they find out more?
So there's a website, dafoh.org, and stoporganharvesting.org are both great websites to learn more information.
So guys, if you want to find out more about these atrocities or even support the organization yourself, it's dafoh.org. That stands for Doctors Against Forced Organ Harvesting, doesn't it? Or stoporganharvesting.org. Thanks so much for talking with us today.
Thank you so much, Ben. Thanks for having me.